Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, am I audible and the screen is visible? Screen one
Yes,
not
ma'am.
page. Okay,
Yes,
okay, Karthik. So have you all?
mm,
Derek, Toy, Karthik.
fine. We are fine.
Okay.
Ma'am, you are going to for lecture or?
No, today I'm going for lecture session.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So just a second. We are waiting for 1 minute if others are joined. Okay, otherwise we are going to start. 59 when there is exactly 2 p.m. we are start. So Karthik, are you living in hostel at present?
Yes, I am living in hostel, and Derek is also living in hostel.
Okay, Toy and Derek both.
Yes,
Okay, okay,
and I and Derek, we are in lab of our research lab.
okay, okay. Okay, so let us we will start in just a second. We are starting a new unit because you have gone through the PMSM and BLDC motor. Okay, so the okay. Just a second. Okay, so all of you are able to see the syllabus.
Yes, yes, you can see it.
Yeah, okay. So actually we are going through the second unit, okay, at present, which is a switched reluctance motor. Okay, so in the last session, we have just given the introduction of the SRM. It is called as a SRM motor, or we can say SRM drive. Okay, so just I will, we will start from this. So switched reluctance motor. Now, okay, so in any motor, what is our aim? Our aim is to produce torque. Our aim is to produce torque. Okay. So as we have discussed in the previous session, in a switch reluctance motor, what will produce the torque?
When rotor is come across minimum inductance position,
Hmm.
at that time maximum torque is produced.
Okay, so in the sense we can say by variation of reluctance, yes or no? Yes or no? It means the rotor will take a position where it will get a minimum reluctance. Is it so? Okay, it is aligned in the position where it is offering a minimum reluctance. So according to that, it will take a position and it will shift its position according to the minimum reluctance provided to it. Okay, and that's why the torque is produced. Is it clear? Eric and
Yes,
Karthik?
yes, yes, yes. It's clear.
Okay. What is the opposite of the reluctance?
Permeance.
Yes, permeance. Okay, so either we can say by variation of reluctance or by variation of permeance. Like we are saying resistance, okay, it is reciprocal, means it is relevant to the reluctance, okay, and we can say conductance, it is relevant to the permeance, like this. Now, how much energy we can say stored in a magnetic, we can say field, okay, so we can say the energy stored in an inductor is 1/2 Li square. What is this? It is a stored energy in the inductor. In conductor, or we can say coil. Okay, now what is the torque? Okay, so torque is a derivative of, we can say, energy, yes or no? With respect to, we can say, position. So we can say when the energy, understand, when the energy is vary with respect to the position, we can get a torque. So d by d theta, theta is the position, okay, of rotor. Now here the current we can say it is an independent variable. Why it is independent? Because how we are injecting the current? We have just seen the basic structure of the SRM. Okay, so in that case there is a rotor, okay, which is also one type of salient pole structure. Okay, and we have a stator. In a stator also there is a pole. Okay, but on the pole what we are doing? In a stator on the pole what we are doing?
Applying current.
Yes, we were wound a winding, okay, or we can say coil, and we are applying a current. So that current is coming from source. Okay, so we can say we whatever the topology we are applying by using that. Okay, so we can say okay, which is so I we can say it is independent variable. Okay, which is injected by inverter or whatever. Okay. Okay, or we can say converter. So can I say I is depends upon the theta? Current I, is it depends upon the theta? If we just visualize the structure of the SRM, the current is depends upon the theta, amount of the current.
What does theta represent?
Theta is a, see just a second, I will show you what is the meaning of theta. See, suppose consider that this is your rotor. Suppose consider that this is your stator, okay, and here, say for example, two pole rotor is there, okay. And here we are using a different poles. So for example, I have used 6-pole structure. Okay, 8-pole structure. Okay, so this is your stator. Okay, and this is your rotor. Okay. Now what you are doing, you are wound a winding. Okay, so it is called as how many phases you can say? This stator have a 8 pole. So how we are writing? 8 stator pole by rotor pole 2. But phases are how many? Say for example, you have start a wound of winding and I will say it is A days. Okay. 4. Yes, Karthik. There are the 4 phases. Okay. So we can say 8 by 2 and 4 phase stepper motor. Okay. Now what is the meaning of theta? So theta, it is the angle of rotor position. Okay. Say for example, this is a original position. Say for example, okay, starting position I can say. Okay. So say for example, I will excite whenever this winding, it will rotate by some angle. Okay. That is a theta. So the current is depends upon the theta or not?
No.
No. Okay. Because current it is independent. You are supplying from the outer side. Okay. So theta, we can say the current is not depends upon the theta, or we can say the rotor position. Okay. Why it is independent? Why it is called as independent? Because it doesn't depends upon rotor position. It means theta. Okay. So what can we write? So we can take this I 1/2 I square as a constant, and we can say it is a dl by d theta. Okay. So what we can say that the torque. What is the torque? Torque we can say it is a differentiation of the energy with respect to the rotor position. So that's why the torque is produced. Okay. Because as the position will be vary, the energy stored will be vary, and that is nothing. It is called as a torque. Okay. So this particular term, it is representing torque. Okay, it is representing torque. Okay, so we can say torque is directly proportional to I square. Okay, it is directly proportional to I square, and it is depends upon the dl by d theta. Okay, so I can say that the torque is proportional to dl by d theta. Okay, and what is the dl by d theta? Change in the inductance, yes or no, with
Yes.
respect to the position of rotor.
Yes.
Okay, what is the dl by d theta? Change in a inductance due to the rotor position. Can I say? Okay, now how the inductance is changing. So we know the basic equation, N phi is equal to Li. Okay, now number of turns, it is a constant. Okay, as I told you, current is also independent. Okay, so phi flux and L both are proportional to each other. Okay, so as the flux will be vary, your inductance will be vary. Okay, as the leakage linking flux will be vary, then as per the inductance will be vary, and so your torque will be vary. So that is the principle of the switch reluctance motor. We can say that the switch reluctance motor is depends upon the variation of the inductance. Okay, the torque is produced due to the variation of the inductance, or we can say variation of the reluctance also. Why? Because reluctance, flux and reluctance, both are terms are interrelated. Okay, if the reluctance is high, it means flux is less. If reluctance is low, it means flux is high. And according to the inductance will be changed. Okay, so this is the principle. So we can say the switch reluctance motor is depends upon the it's working on the variation of the reluctance, or we can say variation of the inductance with respect to the rotor position. Now we will see one example. Now we will take one example of eight stator pole, 6 rotor pole. Okay, so 8 pole stator sold. Here suppose it is a stator poles. What is the pole spread? What is the pole pitch? Can anybody tell me? What is the pole pitch in this case of stator? Yes, 45 degree. How it is come, Akash? Stator pole pitch is equal to 360 divided by number of poles. Okay, so 45 degree. Okay. Now rotor. Okay. It is outer periphery. Okay. So what is the stator pitch, rotor pitch, sorry? -60 degree. Okay. So now see both have a salient poles. Okay, stator as well as rotor. Okay. Both have, means we can say both have a saliency. Stator have a saliency as well as rotor have a saliency. Okay, saliency means projected pole. Okay. So stator and rotor both have saliency, or we can say salient poles. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? What is the difference between stator and rotor in case of this particular motor?
The rotor is not magnetic.
Yes, we can say the stator is
Okay.
carries the winding while the rotor is not carrying any type of winding. Okay. So the difference is stator have concentrated winding. Okay. While rotor have no winding. Okay. So we can say for example, it is a winding. Okay. All wheel consistent winding. Okay. Which type of, what is the name of the winding? Concentrated winding. Okay. Suppose this is the phase A. We can say it is, this is A phase. Sorry. A, it is, okay. It is B, B days, okay. C, C days, D, and D days. Okay. So each phase have how many windings? Each phase have a two windings. Okay. Each phase have a two windings. A days, one phase. B days, second phase. C days, third phase. D days, fourth phase. Now rotor is like a, I hope that all of you know in the induction motor, the rotor have a squirrel cage rotor, yes or no? In case of the induction motor, the rotor is one type of squirrel cage. It not consist like this. Okay, so same here, the rotor have a no winding here. So here rotor have no any bars, so its weight is less. What is the advantage? Rotor weight is less. So its equivalent weight we can say less compared to the other machine. Okay. So it gives lightweight compared to other machine due to the rotor weight is less. So whenever we require a lighter weight in that particular application, we can use this motor. Okay. But the drawback is that its control is comparatively complex. Okay. But otherwise, if you go for a lighter weight motor, then it is applicable. So remember this equation, torque is produced. Now see that if I will write the equation of torque, okay, here, then torque is equal to, I can say 1/2 I square dl by d theta. Okay. Now, if we will see that the torque is positive only when in which case? It means I require a magnitude of torque positive in only which case? To others, SRM is only one type. Okay, its function is totally different from the servo motor. Okay, in a servo motor, we are using a closed loop control. So it is different. Karthik, current is positive at that time you are getting a torque, but if the current is negative, you are taking a square. So it means it doesn't depends upon that current is positive or negative. In both the cases, your torque is remains positive. Getting?
When,
So
when theta when theta is the
yes,
change
it
in
is
theta is
depends
greater
up.
than
Yes, what?
when the change in theta is greater than this positive. Yeah.
Yes, when the dl by d theta is positive, okay, at that time we can get the positive direction torque. Okay, so it doesn't depends upon that. Say for example, I am giving A side, phase A positive, and A dash is negative, or A dash is positive, A is negative. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you are getting a negative torque. Okay, but it is depends upon that the variation of inductance with respect to theta, it is rising or decaying. Okay, the variation of inductance with respect to theta is rising or decaying as per you are getting a positive or negative torque. Okay, now suppose consider that our rotor it is in this particular position. Okay, and say for example we are giving in a switching that it is move in a anti-clockwise. Okay, now suppose consider that here in this particular position the inductance is may differ. Okay, but suppose consider that it will take this particular position compared to this one. Okay, say is theta. Then the inductance will be vary or not? See this particular pole of the rotor is when coming over here. Its inductance will be vary or not? Obviously vary. Why? Because see the flux will be vary. Yes or no? If the flux will be vary, the inductance will be vary. Okay, yes, okay. So it means we can say the position of the rotor will be vary, according to that our inductance will be vary. So we can plot this. So whatever we will plot the variation of torque for any one phase, and the same is applicable to other phases after some angle. Okay. So here we are plotting. Okay, what is the pole pitch in this case? We can say 45 degree. Okay, and same is applicable for the tooth. Okay, so whatever the number of tooth, whatever the number of stators. Okay, so either you can say pole pitch or we can say tooth pitch. Okay, it is 0. We can say 45 degree. Now just a second, I will draw. Just a second, I will first draw. Okay, now suppose consider that this is a slot. This is a slot. Okay, this is a tooth. Okay, so what is a tooth pitch? We can say up to this here, it is called as a tooth pitch. Yes or no? Okay, because here again the tooth is there, here also tooth is there. Okay. Now see that if it is given that the ratio of pole to pole pitch, pole to the pole have a pole pitch is given, say for example 0.4. Okay, so whatever about the pole, the same thing is for the tooth. Okay, pole means what? Tooth. Okay, so here I can say tooth pitch is given in a data, say for example 0.4. Okay, now in our case what we have discussed, we have a 8 poles, 8 stator poles. Okay, so we can say stator tooth pitch,
Excuse me.
stator tooth pitch is equal to 360 by 8. Okay, so it is a 45 degree. Okay, so the tooth is equal to, we can say 45 into 0.4. Okay, is equal to how much? 80, 18. Okay, 45 into 0.4, 18. So what we can say that same thing is applicable. Okay, rotor pole. Yes, Derek.
I wanted to ask if the ratio of pole to pole pitch is equal to the ratio of tooth to tooth pitch.
See, a stator tooth pitch. Okay, it means what? Is suppose consider that the total, if you will just open the 360 degrees there. Okay, so between the two adjacent stator pole, between the two adjacent stator tooth. Suppose consider here, I will consider this one, okay, and this one. Then this particular degree, it is 45. Are you getting?
Yeah.
Okay. Same way, if I will discuss about the rotor pole pitch, okay, then this and between this, it is 60 degree, okay, and in a stator, it is a 45 degree, okay. Now, what is the meaning of 0.4 pole pitch? Okay, so suppose consider that if I will take a total length up to here, tooth pitch, are you getting this particular length? Okay, so among these, how much percentage will be given to the tooth? Are you getting? Say for example, I will say the total length, it is 8 mm. Say for example, just I am giving an example. Okay. So tooth pitch is 8 mm. Are you getting tooth pitch is? Just a second, M is not okay. Okay. But here the tooth width is, say for example, 2 mm. Are you getting now, Derek? What is the meaning of this 0.4?
Yeah.
Okay, so means in comparatively total tooth pitch, how much length of the tooth is there? Okay, so here it is given that 0.4 in per, okay, so 0.4. So suppose we are comparing this much particular length, then in a 8 mm, 2 mm it is for tooth and 6 mm for the slot. Same way, 2 mm for the tooth, 6 mm for the slot. That's why. Okay, so that is called as this 0.4 ratio. So tooth is width 45 into its 0.4 length. Okay, 0.4. Okay, so 45 into 0.4 is equal to 18 degree. Also, you can say tooth means the same thing is for the pole, because whenever there is a tooth, it means it is a pole pitch. Pole, we can. So in terms of the degree, if I will just draw like this, you will be more clear. Okay, so this is a tooth. Okay, and it is spread up to 18 degree in terms of degree. Okay, and what is the meaning of 45 degree? This is the meaning of 45 degree, which includes the tooth as well as slot. 45 degree includes tooth as well as slot, but tooth pitch it is only includes tooth. Is it clear now, Derek? What is the difference between 80 and 45?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
Yes.
my question was best. You've written here in black. The pole pitch is equal to 0.4. Tooth pitch is equal to 0.4. So I assume that if you've been given the pole to pole pitch as 0.4, the assumption is tooth to tooth pitch is also equal to pole pitch.
No. It
equal
is
to
not a
0.4.
ratio. Here you are saying ratio.
Yeah. I got it.
No. Just I have pole means I'm discussing. Just a second. Don't confuse. What is a pole pitch? Okay. Whatever the pole pitch, the same is for tooth, because pole means what? In our case, it is a tooth. So that two terminology are same. Are you getting? So pole pitch means this is a pole pitch total. Okay. So among this pole pitch, what is the ratio of tooth? So tooth is spread up to how much? So whatever your stated tooth pitch, okay, multiply by pole pitch is equal to the spread of the tooth will be there. It is not a ratio. Are you getting? It means from the 100%, say for example, I am saying it is 100%. Okay. So from the 100%, how much amount you are giving to the tooth? and how much amount we are giving to the slot, like this. Okay, but this is called as a pole also because it is a embedded. So this is, you can say, pole as well as you can say tooth.
Okay.
This concept is clear or not? 18 and 45.
It is. It is. Thank
Okay. And we are discussing about your stator tooth. Huh? Okay, same way we are discussing about stator slot is equal to 45 minus 80, 27. Are you getting? Okay, so it means your slot is spread up to how much degree? 27. So 18 plus 27, so total is 45. Okay, so stator slot is spread for 27 degree. Same way we can do for a rotor. It have a 6 pole. So this is a 60 degree. Okay, and it is also look like this. Just a second. Here the tooth is outer side. Okay. And here now, what is the meaning of 60 degree over here? This particular here to here, it is called as a 60 degree. Okay. Now what is the rotor tooth? Rotor tooth is equal to 60 into 0.4. Is equal to 60 degree into 0.4 is equal to it is 24 degree. Okay. So here we can say it is 24 degree. Okay, and this is how much? Tell me. This is a slot, rotor slot. How much degree is that? How much degree? Yes, 60 minus 24, 36. Yes, okay. So 60 degree minus 24 means 36 degree. Okay, so this is particularly 36 degree. Okay. So now rotor tooth pitch is 60 degree among this 24 for tooth and 34 for 6. Same way for a stator, tooth pitch is 45. Among this 45, 18 degree for stator tooth and 27 for slot. Okay. Now motor having a cylindrical structure. So if we will see the cross section, okay, it is a cylindrical. So if we will take a cross section, it is a circular. Okay, so it is like this. Okay. So now say for example, if I will give a supply to the say for example, okay. Now what happens? If first of all it will come under the rotor tooth, okay. Then it is come under the A phase is come under the rotor slot, again rotor tooth, again rotor slot. Okay. So that's why the we can say inductance will be vary. So we can say the inductance of every phase will be vary, and if the inductance of every phase will be vary, it means dl by d theta will be occur, then we can develop a torque. Okay, so okay, so let us we will develop a diagram for this. So first of all I will draw the stator. Okay, now suppose here I will wound a phase. A phase is wound, this is E, okay, and this is about stator. Okay, this angle is how much? It is a slot angle. Okay, slot angle for stator is 27 and this is 18 degree. Okay, now rotor. Now, if I will draw the rotor here, just a second. So rotor tooth, just a second. First of all, I will draw. Okay. Now it is a what? It is a C. This is a rotor tooth or slot. This one is. It is outer side. Okay, so it is a tooth, rotor tooth. Okay, and for the rotor tooth, it is how much degree? 24. Okay. And here 36. So here see up to it is 80 and 36 will be doubled here. Okay. Just a second. Okay. and then like this, and it will be continue. Okay, so this is a rotor structure. Okay, and that is the rotor slot is 36. Okay, now stator is stationary and rotor is moving, and suppose that the rotor is moving towards right side. Okay, just assume. Okay, and consider that we are considering that whenever it is moving, I will take it as a reference and consider here it is moving by some angle theta. Okay, by some angle theta. Just a second. Okay, from this your rotor is moving in this particular direction. Okay, from left to right. Okay, by some angle theta. Okay, so here in this direction I am taking that the rotation is occur. Okay, now consider that at particular position the theta is 0. Okay, and rotor will try to come in this particular position in this side. Now we will plot inductance of the winding for this particular. Just a second. Consider we are doing for the phase A. Consider this is a phase A. Okay, so now we will see that how the inductance of the A phase will be vary. Okay, so just a second. Okay, theta is vary. Okay, and we are plotting inductance L of A phase. Now see, after some angle theta, see over here, after some angle theta, I will have to use other color, just a second. Okay, consider that the rotor will, what is the air gap here? This is my LG. Yes or no? Okay, but when the rotor is moving here, my LG will be vary or not? When it is moving over here, my air gap, this gap will be changing. Okay. Hmm. Okay, now suppose consider any one position. Say for example, it is moving. Okay, and this particular position come like this. Okay, like this it will be vary. Like this. Okay. So if the new position will be come, then the stator will feel a decrease in inductance or increase in inductance. Are you getting? Suppose consider that first of all this green hard line, it is the position of the rotor. Is it clear? Okay. Now after some time, this blue dotted, it is a new position of the rotor. Okay. Then the inductance of this particular A phase is increasing or decreasing? try to draw the graph. Suppose consider that the theta, say for example, here I am taking a theta is equal to 0. Just a second. Okay. Here the theta is equal to 0 degree. Okay. At that time, the inductance is minimum or maximum? See, original position. Huh? When the original position is there, see, if the original position is there, reluctance is high, yes or no? In original position means this position, this blue, we can say hard line of green. Okay. So reluctance is more. If the reluctance is more, flux is less. Okay. And if the flux is less, what about inductance? Derek? See, in this position, I am discussing about this green hard line. Okay. Consider that it is a rotor position. Okay. So in this particularly, the length Lg, it is higher. Okay. So reluctance is more. Derek? Okay. So if reluctance is more, flux will be less. So inductance will be high, high or low? Derek,
High?
here
High.
high. Again, I'm
Low.
repeating. And phi
Low.
is low. Okay. Why? Because see, n is a constant, I is a constant. Phi and L is proportional to flux.
Okay.
Okay. So as the flux will be less, your inductance is also less. Okay. So say for example, the minimum inductance is there. Okay. Low means minimum. So suppose consider that here the inductance is minimum. When we are considering the original position, or we can say this particular position I have taken as a reference position. This hard green line of rotor. We are only changing the position of the rotor. Stator position is remains as it is. Okay. Now new position of the rotor, it is a dotted blue line. So now tell me the reluctance is increasing or decreasing?
Decreasing.
Yes, inductance is increasing. Why? Because now see here the again the iron portion is coming. See this particular area. Here what happens? Now the iron is there. Okay. So air gap is less. Okay. So now what happens? After that your reluctance is reducing. So flux is increasing. So inductance is increasing. Okay. So when this blue dotted position is coming, it means your inductance is increasing. Okay. Because rotor pole is gradually coming under the stator pole. Are you getting? As it is moving from right hand side, your rotor pole is coming under the stator pole. Yes or no? Okay. So as the rotor pole is coming under the stator pole, what happens? The reluctance will be decreasing. As the reluctance will be decreasing, flux is increasing, and so the inductance is increasing. Okay. It is increasing up to the rotor is coming completely under the stator pole. Okay. Okay, so suppose consider that here L minimum is there. Just a second. Okay. And suppose consider that here the L maximum is there. So how much degree is taken to reach from L minimum to L maximum? Give a reply. Think about this. Okay, suppose consider it is L minimum and L is maximum. Yes, Karthik. Derek, how much time, how much degree is covered from L minimum to L maximum? Yes, 18 degree. Okay, why? Because see, the stator is up to 18 degree only. Stator pole is up to 18 degree. So that much is only possible. No doubt, the rotor tooth width is 24. Okay, but here only 18 degrees there. Okay, so no doubt it is coming here 24. So the maximum flux linking, it is for how much degree? 18 degree. Okay. After that, what happens? Here the 18 is as it is. Okay. Then it is look like this. After some time, 24 is here. But the maximum is linking how much? Maximum linking is how much? 18 degree. Is it clear, Akash? So this particular time, so here I can say it is 18 degree. Okay. Now exactly the rotor is coming under the stator tooth. This is our stator tooth, this one. Okay. So rotor is coming exactly under the stator tooth. Rotor tooth is coming under exactly the stator tooth. But after that, it is moving like this. Okay. So now what happens? Sometimes it will be the air gap between the stator and rotor tooth is not changing. Okay. It means the air gap is remains constant for how much degree?
Six.
Yes, the overlapping is for how much degree? 6 degree. Okay, 24 minus 18. So your inductance is remains constant for 6 degree. Okay, this is for 6 degree. Okay, so that is a 24 degree. Is it clear? So for that particular duration, your inductance is constant. Now your rotor tooth is going away. So if it is going away, what happens? Now it is look like this. See over here. Yes. Okay. Yes, Karthik. What about Derek? Inductance is now what happens after this 6 degree? It is decreasing. Okay. Okay. So it is decreasing for how much time? For how much degree? Yes. It is again 18 degree. So what is the 24 plus 18? 24 plus 18? Yes. Constant for 6 degree. Then again it is reducing for how much degree? 18. Yes or no? So 24 plus 18. So it is a 42. Yes, Derek. Okay. After 40 degree, 42 degree. Okay. So what we have seen, first of all, it is minimum, then it is going to increasing. Whereas for small duration, it is remain constant, then again it is goes decreasing. If we are not clear about how it is coming 42, then this particular is how much? It is 36. Okay. So for 36, Is it clear, this particular slope? Okay, so now here it is remain minimum for how much duration again? Here how much degree is coming? Give me a reply. How much degree here it will become? 6 or 60, Derek? Yes, 42 plus 18. Yes, Karthik. For 18 degree, again it is remain minimum. See here, how much degree it is remain minimum? 80. So 42 plus 18. Okay, 42 plus 18. Are you getting, Derek, Akash? So this particular minimum reluctance, minimum inductance is remain again for 80 degree. Yes or no? After the overlapping is gone, because it is 36. Okay. Okay. So here how much? Which value will become over here? 60 degree. Are you getting, Derek? TOE 42 plus 80. Derek and TOE, please give a reply. Okay. Again, the same is repeating. Just a second. Okay, you can do perfectly. Just I'm okay. So it will be continue. Okay. Now we have a envelope of the inductance. Okay. But we are interested in inductance or dl by d theta for the torque. We have plotted for the inductance. Okay. But we have to see the envelope for the torque. Okay. And torque is proportional to dl by d theta. So we will differentiate this. Okay. And we will find out what is the dl by d theta. Okay. So here dl by d theta. Okay. Now just a second. I will just take this downside all these points. Okay. So here, what is the dl by d theta for this particular first section? See here, first section we can say this is one. Okay, second section, third section, and fourth section. Okay. So for a first section, what is your dl by d theta? It is increasing or decreasing in this particularly first section. The inductance is increasing or decreasing? Increasing. Yes or no? It is increasing. So its derivative is positive or negative? its derivative is positive or negative? Positive. Are you getting? What I want to say in this first section, see over here, in this first section, the inductance is rising. Okay, inductance is rising. So if anything is rising, its derivative is positive or negative? It is a positive. Okay, so it means, say for example, it is positive. So I will draw like this. Now 18 to 24, it is constant. Now what is the derivative of constant? See, 18 4 to 0. Yes, Karthik. Okay, see here, for this 6 degree, the inductance is constant. So what is the derivative of constant? 0. Okay, so here it will be 0. Okay. Okay, now in a third section, the slope is positive or negative? In a third section, yes, yes, slope is decreasing. Okay, so it means your dl by d theta will be negative. Okay, so here it means I have to consider minus dl by d theta. Okay, so it may become over here for this particular third section. Okay, okay. Now again from this particular section, it is constant. So here the derivative is 0. Okay. Okay, so 42 to 60, the inductance is constant, so dl by d theta will be 0. Again, it is rising. Zero. Okay, like this. Okay. So here, so whenever the dl by d theta is 0, what about the torque? Okay, whenever there is a dl by d theta is 0, what about torque? Torque will be 0. Okay, and whenever there is a dl by d theta is finite, finite means some value will be there. At that time, we are getting a torque. Okay. So whenever we will inject the current and we are getting a torque, okay, due to some finite dl by d theta. Okay, so now the question is that the torque is coming positive, torque is coming negative, torque is coming positive, torque is coming negative. Okay, so what you have to do? You have to adjust the injecting current sequence. Injecting current sequence means the supply to the A phase, B phase, C phase and D phase. Okay, in such a way that we are getting only positive torque. We are getting only positive torque. Are you getting? This we have drawn for which phase? We have drawn only for A phase. We have drawn this for inductance envelope for A phase. Okay. Same thing, it is come for the B phase, C phase and D phase. Okay. So you have to excite the others winding in a such a way that you can get a positive torque. Are you getting? Are you getting what I want to see? See, you don't require a negative torque. It means what? At that time, you have to take the current 0. Are you getting? You have to make some arrangement that whenever this portion is coming, your current should be 0. Injecting current should be 0. Okay. So it means your current should be remain in like this. In this only particular period. Just I'm giving the example. Okay. It should not be here. The current should be not on a negative side. That is current. That is the question, Karthik, that we are going to do, how we can do this type of arrangement of current. Okay. In one sentence, I can say that you can adjust by applying a voltage at a suitable time. Okay, Karthik. You have to apply a voltage for that particular suitable time. Okay, then the current torque should not be go negative side. That we will see later on. Okay, so if we want to control the torque only in positive side, and that is controlled by this current injection, okay, and that is controlled by using a voltage control. Okay, here I'm writing to control positive torque only, I should be controlled and that is done by applying voltage for suitable time. What is the suitable time that we are going to discuss? Okay. So we will do up to this only. Okay, if you have any no issue, then we will complete the session at here only. Okay. Is it okay, Karthik, Derek, Toye? Okay. So thank you all of you. So I complete the session over here. Okay. In the next session, we will discuss about the how to apply the voltage and the remaining things. Okay. I will send today in your personal our group, which is AEM underscore. Okay, WhatsApp group, personal WhatsApp group. In this group, I will send this PDF today. Okay. So thank you all of you.